Today we will discuss the salient features of the Poisons Act 1919. The Poisons Act 1919, it is an act which was enacted to consolidate and amend laws regulating import, possession and sale of poisons in India. It is a pre-independence act. In 1919, the British period, this act was made. So the object is clear to you, that is, it was enacted to consolidate and amend laws regulating import, possession and sale of poisons. Before 1919, in 1904, Poisons Act was there. Repealing that act, this act was made. It is a very small act, only 10 sections it consists. Objective of the act, I have already told you that it was enacted to consolidate and amend the laws regulating import, possession for sale and sale of poisons. Now, what are specified poison? Any substance specified as a poison in rule or notification under the act is deemed to be a poison for the purpose of this act. Either the substances which are made in the rule, in the schedule of the rules, or if by notification under the act any substance has been declared as poison, then that substance will be considered as a specified poison or poison as per the act. What is the need of the Poison Act? Need, number one, to avoid the malpractice of poison in case of using it to kill a person or animal, to avoid any sort of mischief, to avoid self-medication by people if the poison at certain dose is used in treatment. Another point is to provide controlled medication by registered medical practitioners, and also to prevent illegal sale of poisons in the country or from another country or to another country. So the last one, it is also very important purpose of making this act is to prevent illegal sale of poisons and also illegal import and export of the poison. Now, how are the possession and sale of poisons are regulated? Before that, just I am telling you that this act consists of only 10 sections. Section 1 deals with the short title and extent. Short title is known to you, that the Poisons Act 1919, and it extends to the whole of India. Section 2, it provides power to the state governments to regulate possession for sale and sale of any poison. So possession for sale and also the sale of poisons are being regulated, are being controlled by the state governments, and section 2 of this act empowers the state governments to make the necessary rules, regulation for such control or regulation of possession and sale of the poisons. Section 3, it empowers the central government to prohibit import into India of any poison except under license. So there is a licensing system for import, and that has been empowered. The section 3 empowered the central government to control the import by licensing or otherwise. And section 4, it gives the power to the state government for the regulation of special kind of poisons for certain areas. Section 5, its presumption as to specified poisons. Section 6 provides the penalty under this act for unlawful importation, for unlawful possession and sale. Section 7 provides the power to issue search warrants. Section 8, it gives the power to make rules, and section 9 is the savings where it cannot be applied, and section 8, it repeals the Poison Act 1904. So how are the possession and sale of poisons regulated under this act? In accordance with the provision of section 2 of the Poisons Act 1919, The state governments may by rule regulate within the whole or any part of the territories under its administration the possession for sale and the sale, whether wholesale or retail, of any specified poison. Specified poison means the poison which are being specified under this act. And such rules may provide for the grant of licenses to possess any specified poison for wholesale or retail sale and fees of such licenses. The classes of persons to whom alone such licenses may be granted, and the classes of persons to whom alone any such poison may be sold. All these things are provided in such rules for possession and possession for sale of the poison, specified poisons. Moreover, the maximum quantity of any such poison which may be sold to any one person, that has also been mentioned in the rule. The maintenance by vendors of any such poison of registers of sales, the particulars to be entered in such register, and the inspection of the same, the methods for inspection, everything is provided. The safe custody of such poisons and leveling of vessels, packages and coverings in which any such poison is sold or possessed for sale, and the inspection and examination of any such poison when possessed for sale by any such vendor. And in accordance with the provision of section 4 of this act, the state government may by rule regulate possession of any specified poison in any local area where such poison appears to be used frequently for committing murders or mischief by poisoning cattle, appears to it to be of such frequent occurrence as to render restrictions on the possession thereof desirable. It is an important provision, section 4 of this Poisons Act, where state government is empowered to regulate possession of any specified poison in certain areas. For that area, if any information the state government has that certain specified poisons are being used frequently for committing murders or mischief by poisoning cattle, appears to it to be of such frequent occurrence as to render restriction on the possession thereof desirable, then they will apply this section 4. What are the main provisions? Section 1 declares, as I have already told you, that its title and its extent. Section 2 empowered the state government to make rules and regulate for the possession or sale and possession of the poison. Section 3 authorizes the central government to regulate the import of any specified poison by granting license, and also to prohibit the import of certain poisons by notification in the official gazette. Section 4 empowers again the state government to regulate possession of any specified poison which appears to be used frequently for committing murders or mischief or poisoning cattle. Section 5 declares that any substance specified as a poison in a rule or notification under this act shall be deemed to be poison. Section 6 is the penal provision. Whoever violates the provision of Section 2 or Section 3 shall be punishable for first conviction with imprisonment which may extend to 3 months, or with fine which may extend to 500 rupees, or with both. And for subsequent conviction, imprisonment up to 6 months, or with fine which is extended up to 1000 rupees, or with both. That is the penalties. Section 7 authorizes the district magistrates, the SDOs in a presidency town, or the commissioner of a police to issue search warrants for any place. Section 8 provides the rule-making power of the state and central government. Section 9 provides indemnity for anything done on good faith under this act. And Section 10 repealed the Act of 1904. Schedule of this act has the enlisted substances which are specified as poison. So, I have already told the offences and penalties. Section 6 provides it, the penalties. Whoever commits a breach of any rule made under Section 2 or imports without a license into India any poison, the importation of which is for the time being restricted under Section 3, or who breaks any condition of a license for the importation of any poison granted to him under Section 3 shall be punishable on a first conviction with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 months, or with fine which may extend to 500 rupees, or with both. And on a second or subsequent conviction with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months, or with fine which may extend to rupees 1000 or with both. And section 4, if anyone violates the provision of section 4, then its punishment is given separately under section 4 itself, that the person who violates the rule of the state government which is made under section 4, and for that breach of any of these, shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term up to 1 year or fine up to rupees 1000 or with both. Thank you. This is all about the Poisons Act 1919.